Hello everyone, greetings from PayTabs technical support team. In this series, you will learn how to integrate with PayTabs through our PT2 API's endpoints. And we will walk you through the first integration type, which is the PayTabs hosted payment page. For the purpose of this series, we have created a very simple Laravel project to walk you through the integration process. But feel free to follow the steps in this series with your own project, whatever the programming language or the frameworks used to integrate with PayTabs. So, let's get started. In this video, we are going to learn how we can initiate a customer initiated token based transaction or a transaction that is required CVV only. So before we start, the first thing you should know is that you can find the full documentation for this part inside PayTabs support portal under the article called the Hosted Payment Page APIs Integration Manual. So the first thing you should do is navigate to step 3 over here. Then from step 3 you will find the Use Token section. In the previous videos, we have created a token and we have learned how we can create a token, and now we are going how we can use this token to initiate a payment with Saved Card or CVV required only. So here what we are going to do is we are going to initiate a payment where the CVV is only required, no other card details are required. So let's see how we can do that. Simply, we are going to use the normal hosted payment page request payload, but instead of passing the token and the transaction reference as in the recurring, we will only pass the token in it, and the transaction class will remain ecom. Now remember that for the recurring, the transaction class was recurring, and by the way, for enable the recurring, you need to contact us in order to enable it for you. But for the CVV required, you can start using it immediately. Now, once we have unknown, or once we know now how to create or initiate this payment, let's try it out together. So the first thing we need to copy the token from the payment that we learned how we can create it. And then we are going to go to our request payload over here. And as you can see, I will use the normal hosted payload and I will just send with it the token. Now I will save it. Of course, I will take the card details from my request from the browser. And now let's come here and test it out together. So I will try a normal payment. I will fill out the customer details, PayTabs over here, and I'll proceed to payment. Now, as you can see, the redirection over here, we have the card already installed. You don't need to fill up anything. You just need to fill up your name over here if it's not already in the customer details or in the shipping info. And finally, you will only just proceed with the CVV. Now, you can fill out this customer details manually from here, and the same for shipping. Actually, you can send it with your request payload. As you can see, I didn't send it, but you can send it in the request payload, which will give you a payment with CVV required only. Now, let's try this out. When we give the payment to pay now over here, will be redirected back. You see we had a successful transaction. Now let's try out another transaction where we pass the customer detail and the shipping details. We can take it out from the invoice over here. Yes, here we go. And we will fill it over here. Now let's get back to our payment, reload it. We'll fill out the customer details. Shipping is same, choosing PayTabs, proceed to payment. Now, as you can see here, the name is done, the billing info is done, shipping info is done. All what you need to do is to fill out your CVV and you are ready to go. Now, this is how you can initiate a CVV required payment where you allow your customer to only enter their CVV, and this is following the normal hosted payment page. You will use the return to get back over here. You will have the return result. You will also have the callback result as always. You can see over here, this is the callback result, all the details, and this is how you can initiate a CVV required payment. So let's move to the next video.